It was never an issue that we could not handle. The whole situation is the dynamics in Jamaica kept changing. At one time, the COVID-19 testing was $25. Another time, it was free. Another time, it was $45. So it's the normal thing for people in the diaspora to come out and assist our teams. It happened in Cayman Islands. It happened in Bermuda. And I guess in Jamaica, it's just the wrong person got wind that there may be a situation, and they just took it and used it for their own political advancement.
Right. So you did receive the assistance that you needed on the ground?
Yes, we did receive the assistance. I mean, as I said, from the time we knew we were going, we wrote the government of Guyana. They would have advanced the relevant finances to us, and whatever needs popped up after that, we were capable of handling it.
So at no point after that you reached out to the government?
No. As far as I'm concerned, we need to keep politics out of our sports, and we don't want anyone out there to use our athletes to gain cheap political mileage. We don't mind accepting contributions and donations from anyone, but please keep it like Mr. Mohammed would have done. He gave us money. He never commented and said, well, the government is falling down, that's why, he has to give us money. Caribbean Heart Institute did the same thing. And we expect that from everyone who's trying to make a contribution to track and field of Guyana, and don't, try to politicize and make it, especially at a time when the athletes are still competing. It was totally out of place in my stand.
We wanted to hear from the Athletics Association Guyana because, we've been building a strong relationship with all of the sports associations. And, I was extremely proud when I was seeing all the information coming in from the athletes and how well they're doing, how well they're representing Guyana. And then I saw this very disturbing post from Nigel Hughes suggesting that the government of Guyana didn't provide sufficient support so that they can pay for their COVID testing and additional meals for one day, and creating the impression as well that he had to rescue the team. Now, all of the associations, including the Athletics Association, has a direct line to the Director of Sport, the Chairman of the National Sports Commission, myself, first time in history. And we were surprised to see that this information came out from a post from Nigel Hughes, and nobody from the media carried it. There was nobody who, either from the association, folks who were there, indicating that there's a need for support for the team that's there, indicating that there's a need and that the government would need to step in. Nobody indicated that. That's why we were all surprised. Myself, the Director of Sport, all of the members of the National Sports Commission. When it was brought to our attention, we had to verify this, and that's why we met with the president of the Athletics Association. And what he said to me today, and he will give his interview in a second, is that there was never a need. There was never a need where they didn't have sufficient funds to pay for their COVID testing, as well as the meals that they needed to take them to the end of their trip, which makes it even more disturbing. And I would like to, at this point, having heard what Mr. Hutson had said, and once I have no reason to dispute what Mr. Hutson is saying. On every instance that we have dealt with Mr. Hutson, everything that he has said has turned out to be accurate. It will never be the case that our athletes would end up in a situation where they are overseas and they need additional support, and the government of Guyana wouldn't make the resources available so that they can get back home safely and participate fully. I think it's a disgrace as well that Mr. Hughes has sought to gain cheap political mileage, advance his agenda off of the backs of our young talented Guyanese, when they should really be focusing on participating in their activities while they're there, giving their best performance,